Hey everyone, how are you? I've missed you guys, and I think some of you have missed me because you've shared that you have. I'm here, uh, and I haven't been here, I think, in like 3 weeks. So, hello everyone. It's been a good summer, sort of. I've been experiencing a journey shift. The things that were happening that I necessarily didn't like with me, and or I was just having a hard time adjusting to life that was happening with me. And so I didn't feel that I was in a position to pour into others when I wasn't in a good space. I'm in a better space now because it's all about the journey shifts and getting new energy and cleansing energies, and which I've done. So I had some energy cleansing done, and then I had some shifts done of people and things. You know, life happens, right? And I tell people all the time, even if I will inspire the world, I'll inspire everyone and anyone, I choose not to do it when I'm not in a good headspace. And I choose not to do it when I am in a negative place or in a not so happy place. It is my work, it is my duty. However, you have to be careful how you pour into others, because you have to make sure that you're delivering the proper energy and that the people will receive it the way that they're supposed to. So I'm back, and I didn't do a poll this morning. I'll do a poll tomorrow morning. But I wanted to talk to you about brand new journeys. So for a lot of us, the summer is winding down. Everyone's going to go crazy because it's August 1st. Happy August 1st. And you figure school's starting for some. Yes, if you're down south, people are like, oh, today's my child's first day of school. My nieces are here, and they're here till August 12th, and they're starting school shortly thereafter. So everyone's going back into the routine of new beginnings, new grades for the kids, new year for our college students. And for some of us, we take that break from work, and it's a new season in anything that we're trying to do, right? So when you're going out on a new journey, there's a level of cleansing that needs to take place. I choose to do Reiki in the cleansing, just to move energies. Not to, when I said I shifted people around or shifted them out, not in a negative way. I just needed to respect boundaries that were placed for me and that I've placed for others. And so in love, I needed to shift my energy for coworkers, personal relationships, etc., etc. Sometimes when you're starting out on a new journey, you want to go through a process. You want to go through a cleansing phase. And that cleansing phase, it's simple. It can be done with an energy shift. You can do it with sage, or you can do it through prayer and fasting. You can. It's really just you getting your mind space, your head space in line with what you're thinking and feeling and what you want. That's why I'm always saying, don't be so quick to jump into the fire because things are not going the way you want it to go. Think about it, process it, and pray your way through it. And if you have an accountability partner, which I'm always big about the accountability partners, talk to them about it, bounce ideas off of them and see what they say. See, because they'll have a little bit more clarity and they'll share with you more than you have thought about. They might take you to a place that you never thought that you can go. And you'll be able to find answers to questions that you are asking. So there's a cleansing process that goes through it. So the energy shifts that happen, the energy shifts come in where you may say, okay, I've been focusing on this new job, and the new job may be, let's hypothetically say, in the area of customer service. And that's just not where you're supposed to go, because when you get there, the feeling that you have, that it's not warm, you're always in an antagonistic place, or you have like agina, your stomach is hurting and everything else, then it's not for you. If you're forcing relationships, if you're forcing conversations with people, if you're forcing interactions with people, then it's not worth it, right? So the shift and the cleansing shift, that works for it. And it's just a mindset shift as well. Some people, it's easy for them to close the door, whereas for others of us, it's like, well, let's walk through this and let's process it. Everyone's not built the same way. So these energy shifts are good for you. And right now is the time for you to think about how you want to make a shift, either for the fall or even the shift for 2017. Don't wait until November to say, oh, let me get my life together. No, you can start right now. Another thing we have to look at is accepting our current state. I had to write this down. Accepting our current state. So in my current state, I'm in a good place, right? So you may be in a great place, but there's some individuals who may be in that purgatory state, like you're not in heaven, you're not in hell, stuff's not great, it's not grand, you're not really happy, but you're not really sad. You call it the balance, but it really isn't a balance, because if that wind blows the wrong way, all hell's gonna break loose. And there are people who can function in there because they have no choice but to function in there. There's those of us who cannot, absolutely positively cannot function in that state. But if you think about it, you really can if you really try, right? I would say that in that state, I can't say to you do an energy shift. I can't say to you do an energy cleanse. But I will say to you to be very honest with yourself in each plane, each stop, each point. You have to be honest with yourself. There are times that we get into a space of happy, or as my coach says, narcissism takes, and our egos take us somewhere else, and then we think everything is great. No, because when you do wake up the next morning, it's still crazy, right? So what I want you to really, really think about is where am I, and how am I on every plane in my life? How am I dealing with all the situations? Am I pacifying one? Am I being passive aggressive in everything? Am I just so tired of fighting, or I'm just so tired of wanting, I'm just so tired of stretching myself that, I'm just going to let the chips fall where they may? No, you have to know exactly where you exist on every plane. Because then, once you're able to recognize it, though it may be a place of joy, a place of sadness, a place of grief, a place of distraught, a place of hurt, you will, in each moment, in each state, be in that moment, in that state. And the only way that you can heal through it, or just celebrate through it, is to accept it. That sounds a little crazy to me. I think it makes sense to you guys. So it's really accepting where you are, even if it's in a dark area. Definitely tap into an accountability partner, an accountability friend. Some of us have prayer partners, some of us have drinking partners, some of us have party partners. Make use of them. Make sure that they are 100 with you. 100 with you means that they are just totally honest with you, brutally honest. I mean, I think a couple of my girlfriends and I was just talking. Hey there, we were just talking, and they are like, I'm going to keep it 100 with you, and this is what's happening, and this is what I don't like, and this is what I think you should do. And I had to get to a headspace where I had to accept it, because I purposely put them in my space. It's about new journeys and how you go through the journey. And sometimes when you go through a new journey, you take a friend with you, you take a colleague with you, you have an accountability partner, or you're able to identify with individuals who don't mind you calling and crying, calling and cussing, calling and just sharing a lot, not dumping, sharing. They want you to be in a great space, so they are there to help you along the way. The individuals don't have to be your yes ma'am. They don't have to be your no ma'am. Okay? The individuals don't have to be that. No, I cannot switch topics at all. And so you need to create a light for yourself, and your light will be the people that are walking with you, especially when you're in a crazy space. Even if you're in a space of like where I am right now. So it's not bliss, it's a good place, right? So I still have individuals who carry a light for me. Because in case I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, oh, I don't believe this is happening again. Yeah, I can make a phone call and, hey, it's happening. So find yourself an accountability partner for this new journey, because the shifts that happen in your life, sometimes you're not creating the shift. Let me be clear about that. There are times that people are removed from your lives, or I keep saying people because that's what we usually equate it to, but change happens in our lives because it's time. And if we are not paying attention, then it will happen for us. So all of a sudden there's a transition in the job. All of a sudden there are friendships that are just not working out. All of a sudden there's a relationship that's just not working out. And we're trying to find something to blame it on. No, there are times that it's just the universe saying, this is done. This is not for you. This is not the place that you should be every day giving 9 to 5 or 8 to whatever, and putting all your energy in it, because with the return that you need, you won't get it from this space. It can be a sport, it can be a hobby, it can be just being nice to people, just individuals who are around you in your space. So you have to be very careful. These journeys that we go through, it's part of life. It is part of our circle of life. It's part of our life cycles. However, as you get older, you're supposed to be wiser, but sometimes you just want to be selfish. And I'm all for selfish living. It's the only child in me. But one thing I will say about the cleansing aspect of it, you kind of see where you always do the cyclical motions. You go through the same things over and over again, and at some point you have to realize it. But do know that when you embark on a new journey, that having someone walk with you is pretty cool, and that someone could be anyone from your kid to that friend that you speak to every once in a while. They don't have to know everything, but they just know that if I call you and I say my safe word, just find me and love on me and hug on me, send me a cookie or something. You know what I mean? But I am happy to be back on here, and I am excited to share with you some more. Have an awesome week. I will be pulling tomorrow from the alchemy deck, and we can really get into a week and a month of, you know, intention and get ready for our fall and our, of course, 2017. All right, guys, I've missed you. I'm happy to be back, and I look forward to the comments. All right, bye-bye.